So let's talk about what we should avoid if possible. And here we're going to be talking more about webs. We are talking about websites throughout this whole thing. So when we say portfolios, we're talking physical portfolios and websites.
Yeah.
But websites are the biggest part of this. So you want to make it quick, simple, don't complicate it, make it a quick read. When someone
Yeah.
lands on your website, boom, they're there.
It should be, yeah. Yeah, it should be a first page they see. It should open there. And I have gone through many iterations. I used to have a landing page because I had a design website, I had an illustration website. And then when you landed on that page, you'd have to click on design or illustration. So that okay, so that's one step. And then you go to the next, then you go to that website. And then on that, my first page of my illustration website, I had children's book, character art, and pattern. So they would have to choose from there. So that's 2 steps. And then they could go to see the children's book illustration, the third step. That's too many layers that you have to get through. It should be the first page.
You're asking too much of the client. Yeah, you're asking, hang on with me for 15 minutes while you navigate this very complicated website so you get to see what kind of artwork and then decide if you want to hire me.
Yeah.
And
the fact that and to me, I thought that the fact that I was able to create a website with multiple layers and tabs and buttons, and you could that made it, oh, look at my website building skills. And that's the thing, your portfolio website should not emphasize your website building skills. That's not what's important. They don't know that you built it. And it
I don't think
matter.
they care.
It does not matter. That does not
it.
make you a better illustrator. It has nothing to do with that. So you want it simple and easy, super easy.
I think that is a benefit when you finally decide which hat you're going to wear.
Yes.
Right? It's like, I'm an illustrator and this is the hat I'm wearing. Yeah. Not, I'm an illustrator and I build websites and I do this and I do that, because
too many hats.
Whoa, wait.
And then no one knows. Then no one knows what you do.
Yeah,
they're like, which hat am I getting? Which hat should I choose? I don't know. Yeah,
hey, you might be fantastic at doing other things, but the person that's going over there to look at your illustrations wants to see how good of an illustrator you are.
Yeah.
If you cook an amazing lasagna, don't put it there. Nobody cares if you cook a lasagna. Just, so don't show off your website building skills. I know, like I used to think, oh, well, if it has a fancy animation. I mean, the school I came from, the animators, there was a big section of the school with animators. So, oh yes, it has to have an animation coming in. When you do that, it actually slows down the website. So just...
my first website was a Flash website. Yeah.
So simple is best. Yeah. I know nothing about building websites, and I use Wix. And we don't have sponsors in this podcast.
And I use Squarespace. But yeah.
And seriously, we do not have any sponsors in this website. So if we mention anything, we're not getting any kick from any of this. This is what we use. I use Wix because I can update it, because I can go ahead and put your work in there and I can move things around, and it's literally clicking and moving boxes, and I can do that.
Yeah. So you want it to be, because if it's not easy for you, then you're not going to do it.
Yeah. That's you have to keep it updated, and you have to be constantly taking out the old work and putting in the new work.
And it's fine to ask someone else to do it for you, but you have to, one, that's going to cost you money. So that's another thing that you're going to have to consider. But then also they have to be reliable. And so then you have to find someone that you like working with. That's just another step that's going to probably stop you from updating your website. However, if you're able to find someone that's great and you guys work together really well, then that's wonderful. But you want to make it as easy as possible for you to keep it current and updated.
Sometimes if you're going to be sending postcards out, you want to make sure that your website is up to date. And sometimes it's like maybe your agent is going to do make you a spot illustrator or something. And like all of a sudden you have to revamp your website fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it cannot be that I'm like, hey, I have to wait for my website person
Mm-hmm.
to update it. No, I have to do it myself. So that's why I choose simple stuff.
Yeah.
And here, oh, let's talk about the thing that we all have done and it's hard to part with. And
Yeah.
that's having old work in their website
Yeah.
and letting go of old artwork.
Yeah. And if you're practicing the things we've talked about drawing, having a consistent drawing, I mean drawing consistently and creating new work and entering competitions or working with other people or clients, you should have new work to put into your website.
Right.
But
Now,
sometimes it's hard to let go.
not everything you do should be in your website. Not everything you
Correct.
do is portfolio worthy.
Yeah.
A lot of it is practice. A lot of it, put it on Instagram. Any anything you do, go ahead and put it on Instagram. That's fine. And that's why we often say don't use Instagram as your portfolio, because that's your practice. That's your social card. It's like, this
Yeah.
is, hey, this is what I'm working on. Here's a sketch. Here's
And
something
show
I
your
tried.
process. It's a place
Yeah,
to show your process and how you work.
something I tried and didn't work. Or sometimes I have seen other artists ask for help there. Hey, something's not working. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And then you give them feedback and they go back and redo it and they, hey, how about now? So that's your community
Yeah.
sketchbook,
Place to
right?
connect with others. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that community sketchbook. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, you don't want to hang on to old work because
Yeah.
your style will change. So you don't want to keep everything there, and it makes it cluttered. And then when the client looks at it, they don't know what to get. They were like, am I going to get the style that she was doing 10 years ago? Am I going to get the style that
Mm-hmm.
she started 2 months ago?
Yeah. And when I was starting out, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought if I included old work and new work, it would show how far I had progressed. Which doesn't
Oh my
it doesn't
gosh.
make any sense now, but I just wanted to show you know, I guess how far I had come.
that's
But
that's that's
that's
bananas.
that
That's
makes no sense.
that's bananas. I can't believe
Yeah.
that.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
but
why.
well, you know what? Because what we think, we're thinking
Well,
this is what they're going to see, but you're not sitting next to them going, oh yes, and that work was how I started and look how far I've come.
right.
You're
And
not
there's
there
no
sitting.
dates on it.
No. and
It's just
I-
the
and
images.
I will say, don't put a date. Don't put,
You don't think you
because
need dates,
if
no.
you have something that is really, really good, you have a really good piece and your style has not changed, and this is a piece you're really proud of, leave it there. But nobody needs to know that it's from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's best if you don't put a date on it. And then I always draw something new and try to improve on that. That's the thing. It should be a challenge to you to try to do better. And
Yeah.
when you're starting out, sometimes you draw something and you don't want to do it again because you're like, oh, I cannot do better than this, or I'm going to mess it up.
Yeah.
Try, do it again, and you might be surprised the next time you do, not like the exact same drawing, but the next time you do something else, it might be better than the other one. Pull
Yeah.
out the other one out.